Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, the third day of February 2023. I hope you're all safe and healthy today, and that your family is also safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and the first responders who are out here every day trying to save lives. Blessings also upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks and parks clean. And those that make deliveries of important things for our convenience. Double blessing upon the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children who are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia, the victims of prostitution and child prostitution, the victims of pornography and child pornography, the victims also of sex, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, double curses on the profiteers, and double curses on those perverts that create this heinous industry. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and mostly children living on the streets of the United States of America, and millions of people around the world in similar or worse conditions, and blessings upon them. For theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night. The New York Knicks defeated the Miami Heat 106-104, very tightly contested game, as we knew. Always, isn't it? With the Knicks, tightly contested, hard fought, down to the wire game. Knicks won 106-104. There was some shenanigans at the end of the game for sure. But what was great about this, aside from the fact that the Knicks got the win, which is the most important thing, they're now a full game behind Miami for the 6th seed. With very important games coming up tomorrow for both Miami and New York. Miami's going to be in Milwaukee tomorrow, and the Knicks going to be at the Garden against the Los Angeles Clippers. A Knicks win against the Clippers combined with a Miami loss against the Bucks ties everybody at the 6th seed, ties the Knicks and the Heat at the 6th seed. The Knicks have a tough weekend coming up. They got a back-to-back. They're going to play the Clippers Saturday night. Sunday night, they're going to play Philly, okay? And then they travel to Orlando down here where I'm at. They travel to Orlando for Tuesday night's game, which I'm going to be in attendance with a couple of Knicks Nation. But it's a tough schedule. So let's take it one game at a time. So if the Knicks could get this win against the Clippers and Bucks can beat Miami, which they're very capable of doing, the Knicks will be tied for the 6th seed again. It's going to be a battle all the way to the end of the season for the playoff position. And this is why every game right now is important. Every game is important. And then having come off 2 losses, the Knicks really needed this win, and they got it. The good thing about the win, though, it was a total team effort. Julius Randle had 23 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 7 turnovers. He had some bonehead stuff at the end. But it wasn't just Julius. RJ Barrett, he was shooting the ball terrible as far as the 3-point line. 0 for 5 from the 3-point line. But Bully Ball RJ was in effect last night. Bully Ball RJ was in effect. And the Heat couldn't do nothing about it. Okay, Heat was a defensive team. Eric Spoelstra, always a defensive team. Had Clyde saying a couple of times, Matador defense, because RJ was making him look like that because he was attacking that rim. And it was good that he was doing that. So what'll end up happening, he'll keep doing that, and then they'll start backing off of him and double teaming him, and it'll be back to RJ having to hit the jump shot. Hopefully his jump will be falling by then. But in the meantime, yes, Bully Ball was in full effect. Jimmy Butler couldn't do nothing about him. Nobody that guarded him could do nothing about him. And the Knicks, what they did yesterday, if you watch the game, for all of you that keep complaining about Tom Thibodeau's offense without actually knowing what you're talking about, if you saw what they did yesterday, they kept attacking Kyle Lowry. See? What was used to happening to the Knicks all the time, the Knicks are now victimizing other teams with it. It was no coincidence. They kept switching until they got a matchup. Sometimes it was RJ, sometimes it was Julius, sometimes it was Grimes, sometimes it was Quickly on Kyle Lowry. And they kept getting that matchup, and they kept exploiting him and going at him. And it was beautiful to watch. No Jalen Brunson last night. He had a non-COVID related illness, sound like a cold or flu or something. Tom Thibodeau didn't sound like it was anything serious, so hopefully he will be back for the game Saturday night. But that's what they kept doing yesterday. they kept victimizing him on the low block. Okay, and and then when they finally also when RJ started going, it didn't matter if it was Kyle Lowry or Jimmy Butler or Caleb Martin. It didn't matter who it was. He was gonna go at it. Okay, and so it was beautiful to watch. So RJ had 30. He led the team in scoring last night. 8 boards, 4 assists. He also had 5 turnovers. We got to get these turnovers down. But it's a work in progress. Let's get the team together. I think still they're going to be playing their best ball in March. And so that's really good. We want that to happen. That's why we can't start tripping over every loss like it's the end of this, end of the season. The season's over now. Oh, everybody, Tom Thibodeau's lost the locker room. I mean, let's stop, okay? Let's stop. It's a long season. Still got 20-something games to go. Right now, we got the Knicks have 28 and 25. Got 39 games to go. 29 games to go. So we're trying to get this playoff position. Let's stop tripping. Let's stop being overly dramatic. We can get this done. All right. So, but the bench last night, very important because the bench is going to play a big role in the playoffs. Generally speaking, every team, when you get to the playoffs, they tighten their rotation. Okay. They generally go 8 or 9 guys deep in the playoffs, generally. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the Knicks are going to do that. But what Tom does, he solidifies. That's why it's important to him to solidify his rotation. Because he's going to go to war with that rotation all the way through the playoffs. Okay? And so it's important. Now, Obi was hurt for a part of the time, we know. Last night we had quickly having to start because Brunson was out. So you had things like that, right? Then we're missing Mitch Rob. So you got Sims and Hartenstein filling in. So everybody goes through that, every team, but you got to try to get your rotation solid for the playoffs. So last night, Toppin, Hartenstein, McBride, and Fournier combined for 28 points off the bench. Very nice production from the bench unit. All those guys contributed well. McBride not only, and I got to give props to Frenchie, but before I do, McBride not only put the clamp on Gabe Vincent last night, put the clamps on him, but anybody he guarded. And then he knocked down 2 3-pointers, one of them off an assist from Julius Randle, and then he got a layup to follow that up. It was really beautiful to behold. He started feeling, you could see the confidence growing in him offensively. That was important, but Evan Fournier played some good defense last night. That was surprising to me. I haven't seen Evan Fournier play defense like that since he's been a Knick. Really. He played the passing lanes well. He ended up with 4 assists, 2 rebounds. His shot wasn't falling, and that's why he was out there. His shot was, Tom wanted the shot and the size, but he didn't really provide that yesterday. He hit, I think he hit 1 3-pointer. He hit 1 3-pointer, 2 free throws, big free throws, but it was the defense. He really was good on defense last night. Playing the passing lanes, guarding his man, and he was rotating. The Frenchie played some defense last night, so as long as we have him, it's good that we could use him. When Mitch Rob comes back and when Brunson comes back, we probably won't need, Fournier much. But it's good to have him when we need him. And that's why I'm liking Alex Caruso. If we can get Alex Caruso in this rotation, that would be really good. Be a 10-man rotation. He'd be a good piece for Knick Nation, for the Knicks going down the stretch here. But it was a total team effort. Quickly was really good filling in for Jalen Brunson. He only took 8 shots. 2 of 5 from the 3-point line, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, only 1 turnover. He played 37 minutes. Emmanuel Quickly is always a positive factor when he comes on the floor. And so being a starter, I was very confident. I didn't like the fact that at the last minute we had to scratch Brunson. But I was very confident, felt very assured that Quick could come in and do the job, and he did. Grimes was outstanding. 6 of 9 from the field. He only got 9 shots, but he was 3 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, 4 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, lockdown defense, on Harrell, lockdown defense on Butler. Grimes is going to be that guy. He really is. He's going to be that guy. He ended up with 17 points. He's going to be that guy. Sims struggled. I believe for the last 2 games, really, as I noticed it now, Sims hasn't had the energy. He really hasn't had the energy. I don't know what it is. If he's hitting the wall, it's possible. Remember, this is his 2nd year. Okay, so he didn't play much last year. So this is the first year he's getting any kind of serious minutes. And it could be that he's hitting the wall. He just lacked energy, not only last game, but against the Lakers as well. He lacked energy. So I'm hoping that, he could break through this wall, and hopefully he's not sick. Hopefully he didn't catch what Brunson got, and that he's sick, because he just looked a step slow. He's not as athletic as he usually is. And I noticed it last night, but then I looked back and I remember, okay, he was like that against the Lakers too. Just a lack of energy overall. He wouldn't say anything. Of course, he wants to play, so he's not going to say anything. But I think that's the problem. He got a lack of energy. I wouldn't be surprised if he did catch what Brunson had, or he just is hitting the wall, because he never played this kind of minutes before in his life. He's in the league now. He's not he's not in college no more. So this is different for him. So let's hopefully he breaks through that wall. But he just lacked the energy. He didn't score. He was plus 16. He did his best, really. He played as good defense as he could play, but he just didn't have the energy. Hartenstein did. Hartenstein always comes with energy. He played 29 minutes, scored 8 points, 10 boards, 3 steals, and it was really at the end. He was really getting key boards at the end, and a key steal at the end. I thought the game might have went overtime, but that was a key play where he ended up with the loose ball, passed it back to Grimes, who hit Julius for the dunk that made the 5-point game. The Knicks tried to make it interesting at the end, or should I say the Heat did. Both of them did, but end up winning the game 106-104. So again, we have a big game coming up tomorrow night against the Clippers at the Garden. It's a big game, and it's a big game. I'm going to be watching both games. It's a big game in Milwaukee. Heat, Miami will be watching the score there, because again, combination of a Knicks win, we could win this game against the Clippers, and Heat loss against the Bucks will cause a tie for the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. So it's going to be a battle all the way through. Every little battle is important as we try to win this war, which is make the playoffs, hopefully getting the top 6 seeds. That's the object here. So let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling and see what we can do. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Shalom.